You've been told to work harder, to save more, to pray and wait. But what if none of that is enough? What if the real enemy is hidden inside your daily routine? You're not just stuck financially. You're trapped in a cycle, so silent, so familiar, you can't even see it anymore. Your habits, your thoughts, your beliefs, they whisper, this is just life. But what if it's a lie? What if poverty isn't your destiny, but a mindset you were trained to accept? Keep watching, because what you're about to discover could change everything. And the first truth might hurt. Before we dive in, take one powerful action right now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It might seem simple, but it's not just for you. Every time you do that, this message reaches more people. People who are stuck, broke, and desperate for a way out. Just like you, they're searching for answers. And this channel is here to speak truth, hard truth, that sets people free. So if you're serious about breaking the cycle, if you're tired of living in survival mode, join us. Because together, we're building something stronger than money. A mindset ready for prosperity. You don't need a lottery ticket. You don't need a miracle. You need to wake up. Because the real reason you're stuck in scarcity is not the economy. It's not your job. It's not even your salary. It's your habits. Quiet, subtle, repeating. And they're keeping you exactly where you are. Habit number 1, spending before saving. Every time you get paid, you reward yourself first. A small treat, a night out, a new item you deserve, and saving, that's just whatever's left. But wealth begins in reverse. Save first, spend what remains. Habit number 2, ignoring your numbers. You avoid your bank account. You don't want to know how bad it is. But ignorance isn't bliss, it's bondage. Track every cent, because what you don't control controls you. Habit number 3, living on borrowed money. Credit cards, loans, installments. You're buying a lifestyle your income can't support. Debt is a silent thief, stealing your future, one minimum payment at a time. Habit number 4, comparing instead of planning. You look at others online, they seem successful, you feel behind, so you try to match their image, not knowing their struggle. Stop copying others, start crafting your path. Habit number 5, short-term pleasure over long-term gain. Comfort today, regret tomorrow. That's the trap. Discipline is saying no now to say yes later, to freedom, peace, and options. Habit number 6, waiting for more money to start. You keep telling yourself, when I earn more, I'll save more. But if you can't manage $100, you won't manage $1,000. Start now with what you have. Habit number 7, blaming the system instead of building your mindset. Yes, the world is unfair. Yes, opportunities aren't equal. But victimhood is not a strategy. You have the power to change, but only if you take responsibility for what you can control. Now ask yourself, how many of these habits are part of your daily life? How many are stealing your peace, your future, your purpose? The good news? Habits are not destiny. They can be replaced. And the moment you decide to break the cycle, even with small, consistent steps, that's when everything begins to shift. Because prosperity doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. And it starts with you. You think the problem is outside of you, your job, your bills, the economy. But the biggest wall between you and abundance is inside your head. Your mind is powerful. It's your greatest weapon or your greatest prison. And most people, they're locked inside their own thoughts. Chains made of fear, doubt, scarcity, guilt. You were taught to survive, not to grow, not to build, not to prosper. You were told things like, money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. Better to be humble and broke than rich and proud. And you believed it. So now, when opportunity knocks, you hesitate, you self-sabotage, you say, I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I could never do that. And it's not because you can't. It's because deep down, your mind is trained to reject prosperity. It feels unfamiliar, unsafe, wrong. So even when a door opens, you don't walk through it. You overthink, you procrastinate, you stay in the familiar, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful, because your mind would rather feel safe in struggle than feel uncertain in success. But here's the truth. You cannot build a prosperous life with a mindset wired for survival. You can't hold abundance with hands trained to let go of every blessing out of fear. If you want to rise financially, you must first rise mentally. You must unlearn the lies, challenge the voices in your head, and choose new beliefs, even when your past screams the opposite. So ask yourself, are you broke, or are you bound by the thoughts that keep you small? Freedom starts in the mind, and when your thoughts align with purpose, discipline, and faith, nothing can hold you back. The Bible doesn't glorify poverty. It doesn't say you were born to struggle forever. But it does warn clearly about the habits that lead to lack. Proverbs 10:4 says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." That's not just spiritual, it's practical. Laziness isn't just lying in bed all day, it's avoiding responsibility. It's knowing what you need to do and choosing comfort instead of commitment. Proverbs 21:17 says, "Whoever loves pleasure will become poor. Whoever loves wine and oil will never be rich." In other words, if you're chasing comfort, entertainment, and instant gratification, you're running from discipline, and discipline is what builds prosperity. The Bible doesn't condemn wealth, but it exposes the mindset that keeps people poor. Proverbs 13:18 says, "Poverty and shame will come to him who neglects discipline." That's the core of it, neglect. Neglecting to plan, to grow, to be intentional, to honor God with your resources, time, and talents. God gave you potential, but He won't force you to use it. He gave you seeds, but you must plant them. He gave you promises, but you must walk in obedience. Sometimes we pray for a financial miracle, but ignore the biblical wisdom that could have prevented the crisis. The truth is, you can tithe every Sunday and still stay broke. If your daily habits are built on waste, excuses, and fear, you can believe in God's provision and still live in lack. If you refuse to take action, faith doesn't eliminate responsibility, it empowers it. So today, look honestly at your habits. Are they aligned with God's principles or your own patterns of destruction? Because the word is clear, poverty isn't always about misfortune. Sometimes it's the result of a lifestyle that has been warned about over and over again. You can be living paycheck to paycheck, but the real poverty might not be in your bank account. It might be in your mind. Scarcity is not just a lack of money. It's a way of thinking. A deep-rooted fear that there's never enough. Not enough time, not enough opportunities, not enough resources, not enough for you. And that fear becomes your filter. You start making decisions based on lack, not vision. You settle for jobs you hate, stay in places where you don't grow, say no to risks that could change your life because you're afraid to lose what little you already have. Scarcity makes you cling to crumbs when you were meant to bake bread. It whispers things like, "Don't try, you'll just fail. Don't give, you'll have nothing left. Don't dream big, people like you don't succeed." And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. You think you're being realistic, cautious, wise, but really, you're being ruled by fear. Scarcity is quiet, respectable even. It hides behind phrases like, "I just want to be safe. I can't afford to make a mistake. It's not the right time." But here's the truth. It will never feel like the right time. Not when your mind is trained to protect comfort, not chase calling. The scarcity mindset keeps you small, not because you lack ability, but because you lack permission, the kind only you can give yourself. So ask yourself, are you living by faith or by fear of loss? Are you making choices with courage or clinging to survival? You weren't created to just make it through. You were created to multiply, to expand, to build something that lasts. But it begins with a shift in the mind, a decision to stop believing the lie of not enough, and start walking in the truth that you were made for more. You keep saying, if I just made a little more, everything would change. But here's the truth, and it might sting. More money won't fix what discipline hasn't built. The problem is not your income, it's your behavior. Because the truth is, if you can't manage a small salary, you won't magically become responsible with a bigger one. Money multiplies who you are. If you're undisciplined, emotional and impulsive with little, you'll be the same, just with more to lose. You say you need a financial breakthrough, but what you need is structure, consistency, the ability to say no to short-term pleasure for long-term peace. You keep chasing miracles, but God is waiting for maturity. You pray for overflow, but overflow requires containers, systems, boundaries. Look around. How much money has passed through your hands in the last year? Where did it go? Food delivery, clothes you didn't need, subscriptions you forgot to cancel. You didn't need more. You needed a plan. You didn't need a raise. You needed restraint. Discipline is not punishment. It's protection. It's building your future, one small, quiet choice at a time. But we resist it because discipline doesn't feel exciting. It's not glamorous. No applause, no dopamine rush, just you making the right choice again and again. And that's why most people stay stuck, because they want results without the responsibility. But here's the truth. Freedom isn't found in more money. It's found in mastery over what you already have. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I just need to earn more, stop, look inward, ask, am I being faithful with what I already have? Because if you can't steward hundreds, you're not ready for thousands. Faith alone won't change your finances. And action without faith is just noise. But when you combine the two, faith and action, you break the cycle of stagnation. Some people pray but never plan. Others plan but never trust. And both end up stuck, spinning their wheels, working hard, hoping hard, but going nowhere. Because here's the truth. Faith without works is dead. That's not just spiritual. It's deeply practical. You say you believe God can open doors, but you never knock. You say you believe in abundance, but you keep operating in fear. You say you trust in divine provision, but your habits scream scarcity. Faith is not passive. Faith takes steps. Faith shows up when nothing makes sense yet and keeps going even when the results are slow. God doesn't bless your comfort zone, He blesses your obedience. He honors motion, even if it's shaky, even if it's messy. Remember the story of the widow in 2 Kings 4. She cried out for help, but Elisha didn't give her gold. He told her to pour what she had, to take action with what was already in her house. And as she poured, the oil multiplied. There's a lesson there. God multiplies what you move. So maybe you're not stuck financially. Maybe you've just stopped moving in faith. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to trust enough to start. Start that plan. Start that savings. Start that change. Faith says, I don't see the full picture, but I'm going to walk anyway. And action says, I won't wait for the perfect moment. I'll begin now. Because breakthroughs don't fall from the sky. They are built by people who trust enough to move. Poverty isn't always just a lack of money. Sometimes it's a mindset passed down like an heirloom. A set of beliefs you never chose but have shaped your reality. You inherited fears, stories whispered in your family long before you were born, ideas about money that are outdated, limiting, and false. Money is the root of all evil. You'll never get ahead. Rich people are selfish. These aren't just phrases, they're chains. You carry them, maybe without even realizing it, and they hold you back. Because what you believe about money shapes how you handle it. If you believe you don't deserve wealth, you won't pursue opportunities. If you believe you're doomed to struggle, you won't even try to change. Learned poverty is dangerous because it feels like truth, but it's a lie you must reject. Your family's story is not your destiny. You can rewrite the narrative. It starts with awareness, naming those beliefs out loud, questioning them, replacing them with truths of purpose, value, and possibility. God wants you to prosper, but He also wants you free from the chains of old thinking. It's not easy. Breaking generational patterns means confronting uncomfortable truths, facing rejection or disbelief, but it's necessary. Because until you break those chains, you'll keep walking in someone else's limits. Today, decide to break free. Choose a new story, one where you're empowered, disciplined, and ready to build lasting wealth, not just for you, but for the generations to come. It's a common trap. You want to look successful, to fit in, to impress, to feel worthy. So you spend money you don't have on things you don't need, to keep up appearances, expensive clothes, fancy gadgets, dining out, luxury cars. But here's the harsh reality. Looking rich doesn't make you rich. It only hides the truth and digs you deeper into debt. You're acting poor while trying to look rich. It's a costly illusion. Because every dollar you spend to impress someone else is a dollar you're not investing in your future. The credit card bills pile up, the savings stay empty, your financial freedom slips further away. What are you really proving? That you can borrow to buy status, or that you can manage your resources wisely? Real wealth isn't about appearances, it's about control, about making choices that build security. You need to break this cycle. Stop spending for approval. Start spending for growth. It's uncomfortable at first. You might feel judged. You might miss the thrill. But in time, discipline becomes freedom. And true confidence comes from knowing you're building something real. So ask yourself, are you investing in your future? Or just investing in a mask? There are forces working against your financial success, but you can't see them. These saboteurs hide in your habits, your thoughts, your emotions. They operate silently, slowly eroding your progress. Number 1, fear of failure. It stops you before you start, paralyzes decisions, keeps you stuck in safe choices that lead nowhere. Number 2, procrastination. Delaying plans, avoiding budgets, putting off action. Time passes, opportunities fade, and your dreams drift away. Number 3, lack of clear goals. Without a target, your money wanders aimlessly. You spend without purpose, save without plan, and wonder why you never get ahead. Number 4, negative self-talk. You're not good enough. You don't deserve success. These lies drown your confidence and sabotage your motivation. Number 5, toxic relationships. People who discourage your growth, belittle your ambitions, or pressure you into bad habits. Their influence drains your drive and steals your focus. These saboteurs are invisible but deadly. The first step to defeating them is awareness. Name them, face them, fight them, because your financial future isn't decided by luck. It's shaped by the battles you win inside. Too many people wait for a miracle, a sudden windfall, a lucky break, a jackpot. They dream of changing their lives overnight, but reality doesn't work that way. Transformation doesn't come from luck. It starts from within. The biggest shift you need is inside your mind, your habits, your choices. You don't need to win the lottery to change your life. You need to change your approach. Start by taking responsibility. No more blaming the economy, your job, or your past. True change begins when you own your story. Next, build small, consistent habits. The power of tiny actions. Saving a little each day, tracking your spending, learning new skills. These add up over time to massive results. Change your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Stop seeing life as a competition or a zero-sum game. Believe there's enough success, wealth, and opportunity for you too. Surround yourself with people who support growth, who challenge you to be better, who inspire you to keep going. And most importantly, take action. Ideas without action are just dreams. Step forward even when you're uncertain. Remember, the greatest fortunes are built not by chance, but by courage, discipline, and persistence. You don't need a lottery ticket. You need the will to change and the patience to grow. Start now. The only thing between you and your transformation is the decision to begin. Financial freedom doesn't come from a sudden windfall. It's built brick by brick, habit by habit. The secret, simple, consistent actions repeated over time. Start small, saving a little each day, tracking every expense, avoiding unnecessary purchases. These habits may seem insignificant alone, but over weeks, months, and years, they compound, creating real, lasting change. Consistency beats intensity. It's better to save a small amount every week than to save a lot once and then give up. Building financial freedom means mastering your daily choices. How you spend, how you save, how you invest. It's about creating a routine that supports your goals, not just wishing for a better future. Remember, habits shape your identity. If you cultivate discipline in money, you become a person who controls money, not the other way around. This takes time and patience. There will be setbacks, but every step forward strengthens your foundation. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Start today, create simple habits, and watch how, over time, they free you financially. How many times have you said, "I can't save money"? It sounds like a defeat, a permanent condition. But what if it's not about ability, but about priorities? Saving money isn't about having a secret formula. It's about what you choose to put first. Are you prioritizing wants over needs, instant gratification over future security? Are you spending on distractions that keep you from your goals? The truth is, everyone can save. The difference is who decides what matters most. If saving is your priority, you find ways to make it happen. Cutting small expenses, adjusting habits, saying no to fleeting temptations. But if saving feels impossible, maybe you haven't made it important enough. It's not about how much you earn, it's about where your money flows. Take control. Track your spending honestly. Identify where your money leaks, then shift your focus. Prioritizing savings isn't about deprivation, it's about empowerment, choosing a future where you're secure and free. So before you say, "I can't save money," ask yourself, are you truly prioritizing your financial freedom? God's desire is clear. He wants to see you prosper. Not just in spirit, but in your daily life, your finances, your relationships, your purpose. But prosperity is not a free pass. It's a call to responsibility. Are you ready to be accountable for what you ask? Because asking for blessings means being willing to steward them well. It means discipline, integrity, and hard work. It means making wise choices even when it's difficult. Prosperity demands action. It requires more than prayers. It asks for your commitment. Too often people pray for abundance but live with carelessness. They want blessings without the burden of responsibility. God blesses those who are faithful with what they have. He honors those who manage well, who invest time and effort to grow what is entrusted to them. So before you ask for more, ask yourself, are you prepared to handle it? To be wise, humble, and diligent, prosperity is a journey, a partnership with God. He provides the opportunities, but you must walk the path. Trust that He wants good for you. But be ready to rise up and take ownership of your blessings, because true prosperity is not just receiving, it's growing, giving, and living responsibly. Financial laziness is a silent enemy. It creeps in as excuses, procrastination, and avoidance. Maybe you feel overwhelmed. Maybe you don't know where to start. Or maybe you're comfortable in your current situation, even if it's holding you back. But here's the truth. Laziness doesn't serve you. It steals your future. If you want change, you must act. No one will do it for you. Start small. Set clear goals, create a budget, track your spending, take control, one step at a time. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Discipline beats motivation every time. Remember, your financial story is yours to write. You can choose to be the victim or the author. Choose action over excuses. Choose progress over comfort. You have the power to change your story, but only if you refuse to stay lazy. Rise up, take control, and build the future you deserve. Poverty is often seen as a condition, a lack of money, resources, or opportunity. But sometimes, poverty is a choice disguised as distraction. In a world full of noise and endless entertainment, it's easy to lose focus. We get caught in cycles of short-term pleasure, quick fixes, and empty distractions. We scroll endlessly on our phones, chase fleeting trends, and forget to invest in what truly matters, our future. Are you really poor, or are you simply distracted? Distraction steals your time, energy, and ambition. It keeps you trapped in a loop of survival, never breaking free to build something lasting. True wealth is built through focus, discipline, and patience. It requires saying no to distractions. It demands commitment to your goals. If you want to break the cycle, start by reclaiming your attention. Cut the noise. Set priorities, create space for growth, because poverty is more than money, it's a mindset. And to change your financial destiny, you must first master your focus. Are you ready to stop being distracted? To start building a legacy? The choice is yours. Now you know the truth. Financial freedom starts within you, with your mindset, your habits, and your choices. It's not about luck or shortcuts. It's about commitment, discipline, and taking action every single day. If you're ready to break free from scarcity and build the life you deserve, this journey begins with the steps you take right now. So, if this message spoke to you, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button to support this content and help it reach more people who want to change their financial story. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you never miss a powerful lesson that can transform your life. Leave a comment below, sharing your biggest financial challenge or breakthrough. I'd love to hear from you and support you on this path. And please share this video with someone who is also seeking financial freedom or eager to learn more about managing money wisely. Together we can grow, learn, and prosper. Thank you for being here. Let's keep moving forward, one step at a time.